गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य म आणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधितेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। For the correct understanding of the meaning of the word Atma, the self, this Aitareya Upanishad began. Because by this word Atma, many things are understood or misunderstood. As it was said in our discussions, that Atma means the Jivatma, the conditioned with reference to individual body, or Atma means the creator, the God, or Atma means the various deities which are presiding over different faculties, or Atma means the absolute reality. Unless this is correctly and fully decided, our spiritual practice will be only in the field of imagination and darkness. Therefore, we have come to the end of the discussion in this second chapter, introduction. Yavad ayam eva yathoktam imam atmanam na vetti. So, unless one does not come to recognize the Atma as told by the scriptures, like neti neti, then anantam, anantaram abhayam, ayam atma brahma sarvanubhuhu tattvamasi, etc. So yavad ayam eva yathoktam imam atmanam na vetti tavad ayam bahya anitya drishti lakshanam upadhim atmatvena upetya. Till then what will happen? We will mistake the meaning of the Atma or the self as the conditioned consciousness. And this is what Anitya Drishti Lakshanam. So as long as the eyes are open, I am the seer. If the eye is gone, I am a blind. So this one who becomes seer and blind, hearer and deaf is the Jiva. It is not the real meaning of the Atma. So, anitya drishti lakshanam upadhim atmanam upetya. Till then what will happen if we consider this to be the self? Avidya upadhi dharman atmano manyamanaha. And because of this ignorance about the correct understanding of the self, upadhi dharman, the attributes of the conditioning will be considered as one's own attributes. And thus, Brahmadi Stambhaparyanteshu Devatiryang Narasthaneshu Punapuna Avartamano Avidya Kama Karma Vashat Samsaranti. Then this Jivatma will keep on going from one body to another body, whether it is the body of the Brahmaji or it is the body of a small blade of grass. It is only the conditioned existence, not the absolute one. And in this manner, samsarati. Therefore, what is the important thing to be understood here? Whether you are living as a human being or you are living as the Gandharva, Manushya Gandharva, or you are living as the Deva Gandharva, or you are living as the Deva, or you are living as the Karma Deva, or you are living as the Brahaspati or Indra, it makes no difference. You are living only as a Jiva. So, Devatiryang narasthaneshu punapuna avartamano, then avidya kama karma vashad samsarati, and under the influence of this ignorance, desire and karma, he will keep on transmigrating from one life to another life. Such a sa evam samsaran upatta dehendriya sanghatam tyajati, then tyaktva anyam upadatte, and in this manner he will take one body, give it up, and then take another body and give it up, and this continuously goes on and on and on. Punaha punaha evam eva nadi strotavad janma marana prabandha avichedena vartamanaha, and in this manner, like the flow of the river, this janma marana avicheda, it is never destroyed, it is continuous process of birth and death. Punarapi jananam punarapi maranam goes on and on and on. Then kabihi avasthabhihi vartate iti etam artha darshanti aha shruti vairagya heto, and then this jiva in kabihi avasthabhihi vartamanaha. Now this jiva, where is he staying? When he is transmigrating from one body to another body, where is the jiva staying? So by giving the various loci, locations of all these places where the Atma goes from one body to another body, transmigration, which are those places? This is being shown now. For what? Vairagya heto. So when we will see how the Atma has to go and where through he goes, then one gets disgusted about the places through which the Atma has to go, Jivatma, and thus one develops dispassion for this birth and death phenomena again and again. Now the first mantra of the second chapter. Purushe hava ayam adito garbho bhavati yadetat retaha tadetat sarvebhyo angebhyas tejaha sambhutam atmanam atmani eva atmanam vibharti tad yada striyam sinchati ata ena janayati tadasya prathamam janma. Now this Atma, first of all, he is existing in the form of a fetus, in the form of the garbha, in the man. See, it is not only the ladies are carrying the fetus. First, this jiva is living as a garbha, as an embryo in the man. And what is that? This which is most popular called as the virya or the retas. Yadetad retaha. See, these retas, the seeds, the sperms, etc. What is that? Tadetat sarvebhya angebhya tejaha sambhutam. So each sperm is nothing but the concentrated essence of the total body. And then sambhutam atmani eva atmanam vibharti. So as long as the sperms are in the body of this man, that means the jiva is residing in this man, and this is how the man is carrying the Atma or the jiva in the form of the seeds. and Atmanam Vibharti, and thus he carries the Atma. So every man is from that point of view a pregnant one. Then tad yada striyam sinchati, and when these sperms are deposited in the woman, atha enam janayati, and thus the deposition, that means throwing out of the seeds of the semen in the woman, tad asya prathamam janma, this is the first birth of that Atma, because he delivers. Now Bhagwan's Bhashya, after we complete this, then we'll see what is the meaning behind the whole thing. Ayam eva avidya kama karma bhimanvan yajnadi karma krutva asmad loka dhumadi kramena chandramasam prapya kshina karma vrishtadi kramena imam lokam prapya annabhutaha purushagno hutaha. Now, this jiva, who is this jiva? Avidya kama karma abhimanavan. He who has no knowledge about his own self, avidya, and because of that he has desire, because of that he is doing a lot of karma. And then he has the notion that I am doing this karma. So this jiva who has taken over himself the ignorance, desire and the karma, and because of that yajnadi karma krutva, so he will be doing a lot of yajna karma. So lots of yajna karma means all activities for our understanding, all activities will be done. Then asmat lokat, from this world he will go, where dhumadi kramena chandramasam. So by the dakshina marga, by the path of darkness, be attentive. Path of darkness means living as jiva in the body, then leaving the body as the jiva, and thereafter again taking another body, and thus the jiva bhava is not destroyed. That is called as the path of darkness. Path of darkness doesn't mean there is no light. So, yajnadi karma krutva asmat loka dhumadi kramena chandramasam prapya, then he go to the world of the moon. And as we know, what is the world of the moon? Chandrama is the presiding deity of the mind. So he keeps on remaining in that notion that I am a limited being, I am separate from others, I have done very good karma, I should go to heaven, I have done bad karma, I may have to go to hell. So these all mental process wherein we accept the jiva bhava as real, that is called as the Chandramasalok, the world of the moon. And then dhumadi kramena chandramasam prapya, then kshina karma, and having gone and lived in that in those worlds, then all the karmas will be kshina, will be given up, because you have already exhausted all your accumulation when you go and stay somewhere. All your money accumulation is exhausted. Then what will happen? Kshina karma vrishtadi kramena imam lokam prapya. Now, here, according to the Yoga Shastra, what is said is like this. We were told here there are 4 worlds, isn't it? One is above the clouds, second is Antariksha, third is Prithvi Loka, and the fourth is upper in the waters. These are the 4 worlds. These are the 4 worlds which are water predominant. Jala Pradhan. Now, this Jiva who goes the Chandraloka, after having exhausted his karma phalas there, then he again is pushed out of the Chandraloka. Then where he comes in though that Apa. So in that Apa, Amba, when he comes over there, then in the droplets of those clouds, he enters. And after he enters the droplets of the clouds, then he vrishtadi kramena, and when the droplets of the clouds in the rains, when they fall on the earth, then vrishtadi kramena imam lokam prapya. Then what happens? He enters the vegetations, etc. And those vegetations are eaten by the human beings. And when those vegetables are eaten by the human beings, so the Atma along with the food goes inside that man. And after that, he is now accumulating the essence of all the things of that man, and thus continues to live as a jiva in the womb of that human being or the man. Now where does he live? He is living in the seed, in the sperm. So in the sperm or the semen, he is living there, and in this manner, he is slowly growing into another place, departure from the man to the woman. So this is how vrishtadi kramena imam lokam prapya annabhutaha purushagnau hutaha. So he is eaten by the Purusha. Then tasmin purushe hava ayam samsari rasadi kramena aditaha prathamataha reto rupena garbho bhavati. Now this jiva who is the samsari, rasadi kramena aditaha means prathamataha. So by going through the rasa, the essence of all the various organs, etc., first of all, reto rupena, in the form of the retas or the sperm, garbho bhavati, he becomes the garbha, the embryo. And iti etanaha, yadetad purushe retaha tena rupena iti. And therefore in this mantra it is said yadetad retaha. So this retas or the semen or the sperm, it is here the jiva first of all starts living, after having eaten by the man through the food and all that. Now, tacha etad reto annamayasya pindasya sarvebhya angebhya avayavebhya rasadi lakshanebhya tejaha sararupam sharirasya sambhutam parinishpannam tad purushasya atmabhutatvad atma. Now this tadetad retaha, now this retas, the semen or the sperm, what is that? Anyamayasya pindasya, of the annamaya kosha, of the gross body, sarvebhya angebhya, from all the limbs, that means all the parts of this gross body, avayavebhya rasadi lakshanebhya, as the essence of all the parts, that means all the system, the digestive system, the excretory system, the blood circulation system, the nervous system, the skeletal system, everything, the essence is sararupam sharirasya sambhutam parinishpannam. And thus he again is parinishpannam, is formulated as that purushasya atmabhutatvat atma. Because he is the essence of that Purusha, he is called as the Atma because he is residing in the Purusha himself. Now, tam atmanam reto rupena garbhibhutam. Now that Atma or the Jiva, in the form of the retas, in the form of the sperm, garbhibhutam, now it has become the garbha. It has become in the womb of the man. So, garbhibhutam atmani eva, swa sharire eva, in his own body, eva atmanam vibharti dharayati. So, in this manner, this Atma is first coming on this earth through the food eaten by the man, then he takes all the essence of all the organs of the man's gross body and becomes crystallized in the form of the semen or the sperm and gets deposited and remains there in the own body as swasharire eva atmanam vibharti dharayati. He now thus protects and keeps the semen or the sperm. Now, tadreto yada yasmin kale bharya rutumati tasyam yoshagno striyam sinchati upagachan. Now, when this retas or this sperm, when the wife is at the right time of their coming together, then in that stree, in that wife who is ready to receive now the seeds from the husband, tasyam yoshagno, in her yoni, in her body, sinchati upagachan, going very close to her through the process of coming togetherness, sinchati, the semen and the sperms are deposited. Atha tad enat etad retaha atmano garbhabhutam janayati pita. And in this manner, this retas, this semen or the sperm are delivered by the father into the mother. See? Tad asya purushasya sthanat nirgamanam retaseka kale reto rupena asya samsarinaha prathamam janma prathama avastha abhivyakti. And therefore this is called as the first birth. What is the first birth? When there is coming togetherness between husband and a wife, that time that husband is depositing the seeds in the woman, and that is how the seeds are going out of the man. That is the first birth of this Atma. So, tadasya purusha sthanat nirgamanam, when he goes from the man, and retaseka kale, at the time of depositing the retas, reto rupena samsarina prathamam janma. So how the Atma is born for the first time? Atma is born as the sperm or the semen. This is his first birth. Tadeta griptam purastad asamatma amumatmanam ityadina. So earlier also, in the earlier chapter, this was said, this is the Atma which is being considered or thought of. Now after this first birth of the Atma has taken place, now what happens to that Atma? Now the second mantra, tat striya atma bhutam gacchati yatha swamangam tatha tasmadinam na hinasti sa asya etam atmanam atra gatam bhavayati. Now tat striya, that woman, tat means that sperm or the semen. Tat striya atma bhutam gacchati. So that semen or the sperm is received by the woman in the form of the part of her own body. See, the semen is not received by the woman as a foreign body. This is very important. And yatha swamangam tatha, just like her own body's different parts. So this semen is never received by the woman in the form of a foreign body, because if it is a foreign body, it will be thrown out. It will be a disease. Like, in our skin, suppose some piece of wood enters, or a very thin piece of wood or pencil or something goes inside. Then it becomes a foreign body, and there is a reaction and it is thrown. But when this semen is received by the woman, it is not considered as a foreign body. Therefore, yatha swamangam atma bhutam gacchati, becomes part and parcel of the body. So, tasmad enam na hinasti, therefore this does not hurt the woman. And sa asya etam atmanam atragatam bhavayati, and then this Atma, which was nothing but the husband himself, he is received by the woman and bhavayati, and he is looked after. That means the fetus embryo is allowed to grow in the womb of the wife. Now, tad retaha yasyam striyam siktam sat tasyam atma bhuyam atma vyatirikta atma bhuyam atma vyatirekataam yatha pituhu eva gacchati prapnoti yatha swamangam stanadi tatha tadvadeva. Just now what I told you. Tad retaha. See, tad striya. So tad means what? Retaha. So that retas yasyam striyam siktam sat. In whichever woman it is deposited, tasyam atma bhuya, it becomes one with that woman. Bhuyam atma vyatirekataam, and it becomes as the oneness with the Atma Tattva, of that woman, yatha pituhu eva gacchati, just like it was as if it is in the pitu, in the husband's body. Prapnoti yatha swamangam, just like her own body, like the stanadi, like the breast, etc. Tadvadeva. So like the breast, etc., they are not considered as the load or a foreign body by the woman. They are their own parts. In the same manner, these retas which is received by her is considered as her own body. Then tasmad hetoho ena mataram garbha na hinasti pitakadivat. Because of this reason, this garbha does not hurt the mother pitakadivat, like the fibroids or any other tuber growth, etc. in the womb which are hurting. In the same manner, the growth of the fetus or the baby in the womb does not hurt. Yasmad stanadivat swangavad atmabhutam gatam, because this fetus has become like one of the part of the body, like the breast, etc. Na hinasti na badhate ityartaha. This atma or the fetus does not hurt this woman. Now, sa antarvatni etam asya bhartuhu atmanam atra atmanaha udare gatam pravishtam buddha bhavayati vardayati paripalayati garbha viruddha ashanadi pariharam anukula ashanadi upayogam cha kurvati. Now this Garbhavati, this lady who is now carrying the baby in her womb, what she does? Bhartuhu atmanam atra atmanaha udaregatam pravishtam. So the atma of the husband, now for her the baby is none other than the atma of the husband. So atma of the husband, she is now growing it in her own womb, udaregatam pravishtam, having entered. Buddha in this manner recognized, understood, bhavayati, vardhayati, paripalayati. She thinks in this manner and protects and allows that fetus to grow in herself. How she allows the fetus to grow in herself? Garbha viruddha ashanadi pariharam, that which is not suitable for the maintenance of the fetus in the womb, that is not eaten, and anukulam ashanadi upayogam cha, and that which is conducive for the maintenance of this fetus in the womb of the mother, that alone that mother takes. In this way, this garbha is maintained by this mother in her womb. So this is the story of the first birth of the Atma. Now, the second story, the second birth of the Atma. There are three births. So the second birth. What happened to the second birth? Sa bhavayitri bhavayitavya bhavati. Tam stri garbham vibharti. Yogra eva kumaram janmanaha agre adhibhavayati. स यत् कुमारं जन्मनोग्रेधि भावयति आत्मानमेव तद्भावयति येषां लोकानां सन्तत्या एनं सन्तता हि इमे लोकाः तदस्य द्वितीयं जन्म. Now this is the second birth of that Atma. What is that? Sa bhavayitri bhavayitavya bhavati. Now that mother who is carrying the pregnant woman is carrying the fetus in her stomach, she is bhavayitavya, she is worthy of looking after. And because stri tam garbham vibharti, because she is taking care of the garbha, the fetus born out of that man, Then saha agre eva kumaram janmanaha agre adhibhavayati. Then after the baby is born, then immediately the father of the baby takes over, and then he does all the jata karma samskar. He starts looking after the baby. That means the baby was looked after in the womb by the mother, and after the baby is delivered, it is the responsibility of the father to look after. See how important it is. And how does he look after? First of all, janmanaha agre adhibhavayati. He immediately after the birth, he takes over to look after the child. Now, sir, yat kumaram janmanaha agre adhibhavayati atmanam evam tad bhavayati. So he is not doing any obligation, because he is looking after his own self, because his own son. So, esham lokanam santatya. And this is how the continuity of life in this world is maintained. Evam santata hi ime lokaha. And this is how the world can be maintained. Otherwise, the world will be annihilated. So, tadasya dvitiyam janma. So, what is the second birth of this Atma? First was delivery from the father to the mother's womb. Second was the delivery from the mother to the world. This is the second Atma, birth of this Atma. Now, Bhagwan's commentary. Sa bhavayitri vardhayitri bhartuhu atmanaha garbhabhutasya bhavayitavya vardhayitavya rakshayitavya cha bhartra bhavati. Now, here he says that pregnant woman or the wife who has been taking care of the garbha born out of the man, she is worthy of looking after by the husband. She is worthy of being protected by the husband. She is worthy of being taken care of by the husband. Why? Nahi upakara pratyupakara antarena loke kasyachit kenachit sambandha utpadyate. In this world, unless we help each other, there is no relationship. Without helping each other, what kind of relationship is there, I am your husband, I am your wife, let us go to the hotel, you pay your bill, I pay my bill. See? This kind of relationship between husband and wife is possible only when they are living as one. This is what, so many people when they get married, they ask us, Swamiji, please bless us, give some updesh. So only one updesh they give them. After you get married, immediately within 1 year, a baby must be produced. So when the baby is produced, then both of them have got something common to live for. And when there is no baby produced, then they are only living at the level of the indulgence and enjoyment, and that their main idea is, what do I get from the other partner? How much more I can suck out of him or her? And in this manner, the life becomes extremely selfish. On the contrary, when a baby is born, then the mutual differences are quietened, because both of them have now the priority, the baby to be looked after. This is how here also, and by that only the continuity of the life is maintained. Otherwise, there is no possibility of this continuity being maintained. In the European countries and many Western countries, particularly among the white population, the birth rate has come up to a almost standstill. There will be many whites, but the number is not growing beyond what they are, because they don't want to bear the children. That's why they have got the pets. If there is some doctor who developed this technique, that the human beings can be developed in the womb of the cows and the buffaloes and the dogs and the donkeys, they will be very happy. So get the child, conceived and put it into the womb of a donkey, and after required time, when it is born, he will start wow. This story comes, I am not imagining, this story comes in Bhagavad Mahapuran. In the Mahatmya, when that lady Dhundukari, when she was given that mango by that Mahatma, she did not eat. She gave it to the cow. And that from the cow, that child Gokarna was born. So, my imagination is based on the scriptures. It has got a scriptural authority. So, nahi upakara pratyupakara anantarena loke kasyachit kenachit sambandha utpadyate upapadyate. Now, tam garbham stri yathoktena garbhadharana vidhanena vibharti dharayati agre pragjanmanaha. Now, this woman, this mother, he yathoktena garbhadharana vidhanena, by the proper methods, she takes care of her fetus in the stomach. We were told earlier, garbha viruddha ashanadi pariharena and garbha anukula ashanadi yogena. So by avoiding that which is not conducive for the child and which is conducive for the child, consuming that. In this manner, vidhanena vibharti dharayati agre prag janmanaha, before the birth. Then sapita agre eva purvam eva jatamatram janmanaha. Now that pita, the father, the moment that child is born, immediately janmanaha urdhvam. Agre here, adhi means urdhvam. So janmanaha urdhvam, after the birth of the child, janmano jatam kumaram jatakarmadina pita bhavayati. Now how the father is taking care of the child? Now be very clear. The mother is taking care of the child while the baby was in the womb. After the baby is delivered, it is the responsibility of the father to take care of the baby. And how to take care? Jata karmadina. So there are jata karma, etc. There are many samskar according to our Hindu tradition. Right from the day one, why day one? Even when the woman is in the 7th or 8th month of her pregnancy, that time some puja, etc. is done, and from then onward, continuously samskara are done on that baby. So they are called as the jata karma. So jata karma dina pita bhavayati, protects the child. Now sapita yad yasmat kumaram janmanaha urdhvam agre jatamatre meva jata karmadina bhavayati tada atmanam eva bhavayati. Now why this father is taking care of this son by giving so many samskar in a proper manner? Because he is not doing any obligation to anybody, he is looking after himself. Because the child is nothing but his own atma. Because where from the child has come? The child was nothing but the seed sown in the soil of the wife, there it was growing. So, pituhu atma eva hi putra rupena jayate. So who is the son? Son is nothing but the atma of the pita or the father. Yathacha hi uktam patir jaya pravashati. This is how it is said that the atma of the husband enters the womb of the wife, because it is through the sperms, etc. Now, tat kimartham atmanam putra rupena janayitva bhavati uchyati. Now, why this father is taking care of the son? What is the reason? See, in the developed countries, they don't bother. Tat kimartham atmanam putra rupena janayitva bhavati iti uchyati. Esham lokanam santatya avichedaya ityarthaha. So that a proper continuity of the human race in a proper manner is maintained. This principle is very well understood technically, scientifically in the Western world, and they apply it on animals, not on humans. So there they have got purebred dog farms, they have got purebred horse farms, everything pure breeding. But when it comes to human being, it is horrible. This is how they are more scientific with the animals and extremely unscientific with themselves. So, तत् किमर्थम आत्मानं पुत्र रूपेण जनयित्वा भावति उच्यते एषां लोकानां संतत्या अविच्छेदाय इत्यर्थः। विच्छिद्देरन् हि इमे लोकाः पुत्रोत्पादनादि यदि न कुर्युः केचन, if nobody will produce the children, then this world will be totally destroyed, annihilated. Now therefore, what is the principle now? Children are produced for the continuity of the human race and not for the enjoyment of the carnal pleasure. This is the meaning. And when this is not understood, then the funny kind of notion these days, after 5 years we'll think about children. And for 5 years what will you do? Live life only for indulgence, and by then everything is over and then only fighting remains. See, we come across many people like this, we get married and then, no, we have planned after 5 years, and they will keep on taking medicine, don't allow the garbha to be born or to be grown inside, and as a result, their whole thing is destroyed. Then after 5 years, when they want, they don't get. And then they are running from this doctor to that doctor, this Babaji to that Babaji, and this mantrik to that mantrik, and do something and give. No, you adopt a pig. It's a good one, This is how the whole life is misunderstood. So, एवं पुत्रोत्पादनादि कर्म अविच्छेदन एव संततः प्रबंध रूपेण वर्तन्ते ही यस्मात् इमे लोकाः तस्मात् अविच्छेदायं तत्कर्तव्यम्. Up to here, I will not read the subsequent words. Evam, in this manner, putrotpadanadi karma, the process of procreation, avichedane eva santataha, only for the continuous maintenance of the continuity of the life, prabandha rupena vartate. And in this manner, it is a continuous process, it is existing. Because yasmad hi ime lokaha tasmat tad avichedaya. So as long as the life is on this world, this continuity must be maintained. Therefore, all these producing children, getting birth, etc. is na mokshaya ityartha. By producing children, you do not attain liberation. See? Tadasya samsarinah kumara rupena matuhu udarat nirgamanam yadretoho rupa pekshaya dvitiyam janma dvitiya avastha abhivyaktihi. Now this samsari jiva who has kumara rupena in the form of a child, matuhu udarat nirgamanam, coming out of the womb of the mother, tad reteho rupa pekshaya, that in comparison to the coming out of the sperm from the womb of the father into the womb of the mother, in comparison to that, dvitiyam janma, this is the second time that the Atma is born. So dvitiya avastha abhivyakti, this is the second birth of the Atma. Now the third birth is very difficult to understand. Many people get confused, but there is nothing to get confused. So asya ayam atma punyebhyah pratidhiyate. Atha asyayamitar atma krutukrityo vayogataha praiti. Sa itaha prayanneva punarjayate. Tadasya trutiyam janma. Now this son which is born to the father, he becomes grown up, and then he becomes the representative of the father for all the technical purposes. And then what happened to that old father now? Old father, vayogataha prayati, he has become old and he dies. And when he dies, then what happens? Sa itaha prayaneva, when he dies, what he does? He leaves the present body. Leaving the present body of the father is the third birth of the Atma. Now see, tadasya trutiyam janma, this is his third birth. Now, Bhagwan's Bhashya, asya pituhu soyam putratma punyebhya shastroktebhya karmabhya karma nishpadanartham pratidhiyate pituhu sthane pitra yat kartavyam tat karanaya pratinidhiyate ityartha. Now, asya pituhu soyam putratma. So, who is the putra? Putra is the Atma of the father. First, our attention is not on anything except on the self. Don't forget. Aitara Upanishad is for the recognition of the Atma, correct meaning of the Atma. Don't get carried away by the stories in between. So, asya pituhu, so ayam putratma, punyebhya shastroktebhya karmebhya nishpadanartham, for the conduct of all the activities, punya karma, according to the Shastra, pratidhiyate, pituhu sthane. He now represents father for all the conduct of the worldly and the otherworldly karma or the activities. Pitra of the father, yat kartavyam tat karanaya pratinidhiyate ityartaha. So whatever was done by the father, now that is being represented by this son, because son is none other than the Atma of the father. तथा संप्रति विद्यायाम वाजसनेयके पुत्रानुशिष्ट अहम ब्रह्माहम यज्ञः इत्यादि प्रतिपद्यते. Therefore, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is shown that when the father is initiating the son into the Yagyopavita or various samskar, there this mantras are said, Aham Brahma, Aham Yajna, etc. So whatever the father is, the same the son is, because the father and the son are one and the same. It is the same Atma who was living in the father's body, same Atma who is living in the son's body. The Atma are not two, it is the same continuity. Now, atha anantaram putre niveshya atmanaha bharam. Now, after having handed over the responsibility on the son, atha anantaram putre niveshya atmanaha bharam asya putrasya itaroyam pitratma. So, of this son, the pitratma, the father atma, krutakrutyaha kartavyad runatrayad vimuktaha, he becomes completely fulfilled. What is the fulfillment of the human Atma? Runatrayad. There are three kinds of obligations. One is obligation towards the parents, second is obligation towards the rishis, and third is the obligations towards the gods. So, Pitru Runa, then Rishi Runa and the Deva Runa. These three things are taken care of by the son, and therefore vimuktaha krutakartavyaha ityartaha. He does not carry the load of commissions or omissions in his life at the time of departure from the present body. Vayagataha gatavayaha jirnaha san praiti mriyate. And when he becomes old, and then one day he dies. Thereafter, sa itaha asmat prayan eva shariram parityajan eva truna jalukavat dehantaram upadadanaha karmachitam punaha jayate. Now, be very attentive. This old man who is now dying, what is happening? Before the death, before leaving the present occupied body of that old man, this Atma has already decided his next form. Because the last thought determines our next form of life. So, example given here, Truna Jalukavat. Truna Jalukavat means like the caterpillar. How the caterpillar moves? First of all, it holds the front side and then it lifts the back side. And again it puts the back side, and then first it goes and holds the second front side, and after it is caught properly, then it leaves the back side. In the same manner, this Jiva, the Atma of the Father, first he takes the appropriate form for the next birth, and then he leaves the present body. Therefore, Truna Jalukavat Dehantaram Upadadanaha. So other body he has already taken. And Karma Chitam, according to his karma, Punaha Jayate, again he is born. Tadasya Mrutva Pratipattavyam Yat Tat Trutiyam Janma. And therefore the death is actually a birth. Because when this Atma leaves the present body, he has already taken decision what next body he is going to have, and thus from before leaving the body, he already has the shape of the next body, and after that he leaves the present body. Therefore, death is in fact the birth and not the death, going from one body to another body. And therefore this is the third birth of the Atma. Now our question is answered here by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Nanu samsarataha pituhu sakashad reto rupena prathamam janma. See that samsari jiva was born in the form of the semen of the father or the first birth. Tasya eva kumara rupena matuhu dvitiya janmoktam. And the same, what you call the sperm, which is growing in the form of the fetus in the mother's womb, when that was delivered, that was called as the second birth. Very clearly understood. No, tasya eva tritiya janmani vaktavye. Then the third birth should have been mentioned, that when this young man or the boy grows up and he dies, that time whatever Atma comes out, that should be considered as the third birth of the Atma. But instead of that, you have said something different. So, tasya eva tritiya janmani vaktavye pretasya pituhu yad janma tat trutiyam iti kathamuchyate. How do you say that the father's death is the third birth of this Atma? You are creating terrible confusions. Naisha doshaha. This is not wrong if you understand properly. Why it is not wrong? Pita putrayoho aikatmasya vivakshitatvat. The purpose of the scriptures is to tell us 100 times that the Atma of the Pita and the Putra, they are not two, they are one and the same. See? Therefore, the third birth of the Atma through the death of the father, and the first and the second birth of the Atma through the man and the woman, this is the story of one and the same Jivatma. There are not many of them. See? So, Pita putrayoho ekatmasya vivakshitatvad sopi putraha saputre bharam nidhayetaha prayan eva punarjayate yatha pita. Because what will happen then? This man, this boy who was born as the second birth, then what will happen? When he grows, he will also produce the children and he will also die. Now, the death of this son will be the third birth of the Atma of his son. And in this manner, there is a continuity, there is no breach to tell that this is said. See how beautifully this is brought out. So, sopi putraha swaputre bharam nidhayetaha prayan eva punaha jayate yatha pita yad anyotra uktam itaratra api uktam eva bhavati manyate shrutihi. Therefore, what is said here, it is meant and applicable to the next generation also. And in this manner, Pita Putra Yoho Ekatmakatvat. Because Pita and Putra, they are not two, they are one and the same. Now, in this manner, these three births of the same Atma are born. Now, continuing the further thing, एवं संसरन अवस्थाभिव्यक्ति त्रयेन जन्म मरण प्रबंधारूढ़ः सर्वो लोकः संसार समुद्रे निपतितः कथंचित् यदा श्रुति उक्तमात्मानं विजानाति यस्यां कस्यांचित् अवस्थायां तदा एव मुक्तः सर्व संसार बंधनः कृतकृत्यो भवति इति. Now this jiva which is continuously going from one body to another body etc. Evam samsaran avastha abhivyakti trayena, and he is going through the three stages of his own birth. This Atma is again and again taking birth, and then janma marana prabandha arudha sarvo lokaha. And this whole world is now in the chain of constant birth and death. Samsara samudre nipatitaha, and thus is fallen in the relative existence. Kathanchit yada, sometime when Shruti Uktamatmanam Vijanati, when he comes to discover what is the correct meaning of the word Atma, then Yasyam Kasyanchid Avasthayam, doesn't matter when, any time. See how important? It is not that one should know the Atma only on meditation, not necessary. Any moment it can happen. So, Kathanchit Yasyam Kasyanchid Avasthayam Tada eva muktaha sarva samsara bandhanaha. From that very moment he is liberated. Example is, and krutakrityo bhavati, and becomes fulfilled in life. Therefore, there is no particular time, etc. Any moment this realization can dawn. So this is now said in the next mantra. Taduktam Rishina Garbhenusan Anvesham Avedam Aham Devanam Janimani Vishwam Shatam Mapuram Ayasihi Arakshannadaha. There should not be pa. Sheno Javasa Niradiyamiti Garbhe eva Shayano. No, Garbhe eva etat Shayano. Vamadeva eva Mumacham. The same thing is said by the Rishi or the mantra. Rishina means either by the mantra or the Rishi, one and the same thing. Because Rishaya mantra drashtraraha. So Garbhenusan Anvesham Vedam Avedam Aham Devanam Janimani Vishwani. While being in the Garbha, in the womb itself, I have understood the secret of the birth of the various gods. How the Agni is born, how the Digdevata is entering, everything I have now known. And Shatam Mapure Ayasihi Arakshan. And because of these various gods being born again and again, they have tied me down in hundreds of bodies, like tied down by the Ayasihi, by the iron chains. And Arakshan Adaha, and tied down in this relative existence. Now Sheno Javasa Niradiyamiti. Now like the Shena bird, like the bird which is liberated from the snare, I am now totally free. Garbhe eva etat shayano. Garbhe shayano eva. While being in the womb of the mother, Vamadeva evam uvacha. Vamadeva thus said. That means, for the realization of the self, there is no particular time factor. Any time it will click, provided we are all the time only in this tune, that's it. Don't bother when it will happen, what it will happen, nothing to be done. Keep on yourself on this thing. Suddenly, one day, any time, whether you are in the bathroom or you are in sleep, any time it can happen. Because this knowledge, this thought is working constantly inside. So, Vamadeva evam uvacha. Now, Bhagwan's commentary we will take in our next class. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।